but arts need to be integrated. They help us see the full spectrum and beauty of life. But yeah, can you talk about like why it is the arts helps people heal and helps them thrive?
Yeah, absolutely. And you need to say that louder for the people in the back and the people outside, because it just doesn't make any sense, right? I think for me, it's connected in a couple of ways. I think, and most of it through my lived experience and even my personal experience, right? I too had, I was in the arts growing up, especially starting in middle school, and in dance, and then in music in high school. And I had a piano teacher who was really powerful and was one of the only adults in the school that I felt seen by.
Mm.
And so, that for me was really, really powerful. And I like to say, wherever he is at right now, Mr. Ceballos, that I appreciate it because I feel like it helped funnel me into a different direction, that then connected me to college and et cetera, right? So that's the personal experience. But mostly it's like research keeps telling us that this is real. Right? The arts help us, in so many different ways. And there's a couple of things that I think of here is like, one, I'm going through a really exciting book right now. It's called Your Brain
Okay.
on Art, How the Art Transforms Us, by Ivy Ross and Susan. Have you heard of this one?
No, I'm gonna write it down. Your brain on art, right?
Your Brain on Art, yeah. And it's I believe it's a New York Times bestseller, and just talks about how art isn't extra, but it's actually essential, and it
Yeah.
physically shapes the brain, strengthening learning, memory, executive function, while supporting the
Yes.
lifelong skills that we need in the social emotional development and cognitive space. So that is really powerful. On full transparency, it does feel a little bit dense, and you got to digest and process it, but it's just really honed in really powerfully, I think,
Mm.
right? And so there's those benefits, right? And then there's two examples that I really, continue to just bring, like, I guess joy is how I think
Yeah.
about it. But there's these two
Right.
schools in the LA area. One of them it's an arts conservatory school that serves third through 12th grade. And I mean, you walk onto this campus, it looks nothing like your traditional campus. They have state of the art equipment, state of the art facilities, and they're folding art into everything that they do there. So it's like this true arts integration that I have never seen before. And the students are in the arts the entire time as they go through that. And they have, I think, like 4 tracks or 3 or 4 tracks. And they've been around for maybe 20 years. And they consistently are graduating every single student, are connecting them into post-secondary opportunities, including college, right? And they're getting this exposure into the arts, even through like career pathways that they've built, right? And so, the numbers are showing it there. And then there's another high school it's more of your traditional style high school. The space isn't so traditional, as like it takes part in a sort of like former 90s like mall kind of vibe. So it's really interesting and echoey. But when you walk into this space, you absolutely can feel the love
Mm.
in the room and like how people are showing up. And then everything is designed, created by students in that space. So they have
Mm.
their core classes. It's the period structure, but every elective is in the arts, and then arts integration into the core content is a priority for them. And so within that school district, this high school that is in it's a Title I school. It's in a low income area. They continuously are outperforming the other high schools in the area.
Mm. Mm.
And they are even outperforming, the best school that is in the more affluent neighborhood in the community.
Mm.
Right. And so they're seeing those high graduation rates. They're seeing the entrance into colleges as well. Right. And so these are some of those. This is real. This is the real stuff that's happening. And so we just can't ignore it. And, kind of connecting it back to like, we have to rethink what success looks like. I know it's scary and it can be dangerous, and maybe there's some fear, and we want to lean into what we know, but this is where it's at, and then this is how like YCP comes into the classroom too. It's, we're pushing into an English class, into an English language arts class. And it's different, right? And we ask teachers who might be skeptical, and many are at first, is like, please trust the process, right? And we're going to get
Mhm.
there. We're going to see it. And, just this year we started in a new school in the Stockton area, in 2 new schools there. And the teacher was very skeptical and he was pushing back a lot, and then we got through the first semester, which mostly is like the screenwriting part of the process and the technical skills and stuff. And he, in his words, I'm sure he inflated this a bit, but he's like, their writing skills have jumped 300%. And I know it's because of YCP, because of how rigorous that process is.